Alrighty guys, welcome back here to another live stream, my friends. I hope you guys have all been doing well out there and having you guys a great start to the new year. And in today's live stream, we are going to be talking about what we can expect with this winter storm as it gets ready to roll on through. So we will definitely be keeping an eye on it very closely as we get into the next couple of days. So definitely make sure you guys are sticking till the end of the stream so that way you guys know what to expect. And yeah, we will definitely be going over all that stuff in today's forecast. Let's see here. Hello, it's snowing pretty good here in Western Maryland. Yeah, it definitely is starting to snow in some areas. Thanks for joining, my friend. Let's see here. Evan says, how much ice are we going to get in southeast Missouri? Southeast Missouri is going to get some pretty big amounts of ice. We're talking potentially over a half an inch of freezing rain, and I can go ahead and show you guys that. And like I said, we will be going all over this stuff throughout the stream, but like I said though, southeast Missouri over there is definitely looking to pick up some pretty good amounts, as this European mall right here does want to point out over a half an inch of freezing rain. So it's definitely something to really keep an eye on very closely, as we are gonna, like I said, be talking amounts potentially over a half an inch of freezing rain over there in southeast Missouri, and that is even gonna also be a concern over there in the lower Ohio Valley too as well. And yeah, like I said, I appreciate you guys joining my live stream, and I think we're going to go ahead and get started, and we're going to go ahead and start talking about what we can expect with this winter storm. So let's go ahead and select the GFS model to go over this, and as you guys can see, we are currently doing with a little bit of a clipper system over there as we get throughout today, so that is going to be something to really keep an eye on closely, as it will continue to bring a little bit of light to moderate snow over there in the higher elevations in the Appalachians. And then as that finally heads out, like I said, we will be tracking this pretty big winter storm as we get into Sunday of next week, and as well as into Monday, where we're going to pretty much be doing with this big band of freezing rain, which does look to lead to some pretty big impacts, as we will be seeing over a half an inch of freezing rain in some areas, and we will also have a little bit of snowfall on the backside of that system potentially. So definitely something to keep an eye on very closely, as we are gonna, like I said, be talking about even a little bit of snowfall on the backside of that system. And then as that heads out, we will be tracking potentially even another pretty big winter storm, which this one actually could bring a little bit of snowfall to those areas far down to the south, and even some freezing rain, which is quite interesting given the fact that we don't usually get as much ice or snow down here in these areas farther down to the south. So it is quite interesting how the models are also starting to show that. But keep in mind though that this winter storm is still far enough out to where we won't be able to tell exactly how everything's gonna set up, but it's definitely something to really keep an eye on very closely, as like I said, we will be seeing that potential for even another winter storm by the time we get into the end of next week. Let's see here. What about now for Sunday night? So for Sunday night, that's when this winter storm is expected to start rolling on through. And it is looking to even bring impacts to your morning commute. And as you can see, we are right around midnight, and it already shows that freezing rain ongoing across Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, and as well as parts there of Kentucky. So definitely an area that we do need to really watch closely for, as those areas really do look to pick up quite a bit of freezing rain. So definitely make sure you are on high alert, my friend. Definitely something to watch for during your morning commute on Monday of next week, as like I said, some areas are looking to pick up over a half an inch of freezing rain potentially. But yeah, so like I said, we will be seeing that winter storm roll on through by the time we get into the afternoon hours as we get into Monday of next week. So like I said, that is going to be an area that we really need to keep an eye on very closely, as that winter storm is going to roll on through. And then like I said, after that we will be tracking that second round of potential winter storms, as that does look to be a pretty big concern. Let's see here. Sam WX says, are you using OBS or Streamlabs? I'm using OBS, my friend. Just something that I decided to use for my channel. It's really comes in handy, so I recommend using OBS as it's free and it also got all that cool stuff. But if we also take a look at our total freezing rain and our total snowfall using the GFS model as of right now, we are going to be seeing quite a bit of freezing rain, like I said, across the Lower Ohio Valley and as well as into parts there of the Midwest. That's going to be our biggest area for potential freezing rain. And just to take a zoom in view on that area, pretty much from Kansas all the way back over there into Virginia is where we're going to need to watch for the highest freezing rainfall totals, as the GFS model is actually pointing out almost an inch of freezing rain over there in southern Illinois, southern Indiana, southeast Missouri, back over there into northern Kentucky, and as well as southern Ohio, West Virginia, and as well as Virginia. So like I said, that is definitely going to be an area to really keep an eye on very closely, as things as of right now are looking to potentially be on the dangerous side of things. So we definitely got to watch that storm very closely as things do look to start to ramp up. Yeah, let's see here. And if you guys got any questions to leave down in the chat, feel free to do that, as we will continue to stay live. We also are gonna be watching for a lot of heavy snowfall too as well. And just to show you guys that, we could be seeing over a foot of snowfall anywhere from northeast Kansas all the way back into parts there of the Ohio Valley. So that is gonna be an area to even watch closely, as well, as those areas do look to see potentially over a foot of snowfall, like I said. So obviously something to really keep an eye on, as those areas are going to be at risk for that heavy snowfall potential, including places like Indianapolis, back over there into Columbus, Ohio, over there into Illinois, back over there into northern Missouri, southern Iowa, and as well as back over there into northern Kansas, and as well as southern Nebraska. And if we compare that to the European model does still want to bring some pretty good snowfall. It's actually showing that snow track a little bit farther down to the south, okay? So it's something, like I said, that we still need to keep an eye on, but like I said, the European model is currently showing that winter storm is showing it a little bit far down to the south than what the GFS model was showing. So we can't really say exactly where the snow line is going to set up. But what we can tell you, though, is that we are expecting this winter storm to occur pretty much somewhere in this area, which could include even parts there of northern Kentucky, as some models do want to show potentially up to a foot of snow, especially in those areas like Louisville and as well as up there into Cincinnati. Let's see here. Looks like this is trending farther more north. Yeah, it is trending a little farther north with the GFS model, and that's an area to really keep an eye on. But like I said, if you do compare that to the European model, it does want to show a little bit far down to the south, so it's kind of going to be a little iffy to say exactly what areas are going to get any snow or any rainfall, but it's definitely something to really keep an eye on. Like I said, as some areas are even going to be at risk for both freezing rain and as well as heavy snowfall, so definitely make sure you are being on high alert. And not only will we be doing with that, I also kind of want to show you guys that we also will be doing with some pretty big impacts from the system as it rolls on through. So if we go over here to the travel impacts, this is day 1 through 3. Okay, so we're pretty much talking from today all the way to Monday of next week, as we will be seeing a lot of major impacts around, especially where you see those red colors. So just to show you guys that, we got that line right there showing the scale of the impacts, and the red colors that you see, like I said, indicate major impacts. We're talking potentially some very dangerous travel anywhere from northeast Kansas all the way back through northern Missouri, central and southern Illinois, central and southern Indiana, and as well as parts there of northern Kentucky. So it's definitely something to really keep an eye on, as some of those areas are likely to see major impacts. And not only will we need to watch for that, we also will need to watch even areas down here towards Evansville. I'm actually seeing a little bit of purple showing up right there by Interstate 64 right over there near Evansville, which could mean some pretty devastating ice conditions down there. And this isn't just snow, this is also travel impacts caused by freezing rain, which, like I said, that is going to really be something to watch for, as things really do look to potentially be on the dangerous side of things. So make sure you guys are being on very high alert for this system, especially as we get into Sunday and as well as into Monday of next week, where this is really going to become a very big deal. Let's see here. You're getting so close to 1K subscribers. Keep it up. Thank you so much, my friend. I really appreciate that. We are sure getting close to 1,000 subscribers, and I hope we can actually reach that in about a week. So if you guys haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe to the channel, so that way we can get up there towards 1,000 subscribers, which would mean another huge celebration to me. Let's see here. We also have a day 3 slight risk for severe weather in the south. Yes, I knew that, my friend. We were going to go over that in just a little bit. We're just focusing on the winter storm for right now, but in just a little bit, we're going to be going over that. But anyway, though, we still, like I said, gotta watch those areas, including Evansville, for the potential major to extreme impacts, including the Louisville area over there in the St. Louis, Kansas City, Missouri. So definitely make sure you guys are being on high alert in those areas, as we are going to continue to see those chances for a winter storm really start to ramp up over the next couple of days. So we definitely gotta watch the beginning of next week closely, Kentucky. And if we go back over here to the models again, we also kind of want to show you guys that even the Canadian model is really pointing out that snowstorm going a little farther down to the south. So some of you guys might be like, will we really see a foot of snowfall up there in Indianapolis? I think some of you guys farther to the north will see a foot of snowfall. The only problem though is that these models, especially the Canadian model and as well as the European model, are trending a little farther down to the south to where parts there of northern Kentucky might have that chance for up to an inch of freezing rain and also up to a half a foot to possibly up to a foot of snowfall, especially over there near Louisville. So we definitely got to watch this storm very closely as models are starting to show that snow getting a little farther down south than what they were showing a few days ago. And this is why we can't really say exactly how everything will set up. But what we can say though is that this is definitely looking to be a pretty big concern for areas like Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana, and as well as you guys over there into Missouri. So make sure you guys are really watching this closely. Let's see here, Evansville, Indiana. For Evansville, like I said, Evansville is currently seeing that potential for major, if why not extreme impacts, especially where you see those purple colors, my friends. So make sure you guys are being on very high alert, as we will likely see a lot of ice and as well as a lot of snowfall in those areas. And like I said, this isn't just travel impacts caused by snow. This is also caused by freezing rain, and when you're seeing both a little bit of ice and as well as a little bit of snowfall, that usually brings major potential for some pretty big amounts of snow and as well as ice. So make sure you guys are being on high alert if you do live in the lower Ohio Valley and as well as into parts there of the Midwest. But yeah, we went in mostly of what we wanted to go over with the winter storm. I kind of want to start talking a little bit about the Storm Prediction Center outlook, especially for day 3. So just to show you guys the day 3 severe weather outlook, we do have a slight risk for severe weather down here towards Arkansas, back over there into Mississippi, northern and central Louisiana, and as well as areas over there into eastern Texas, which is going to be an area to really keep an eye on closely, especially as we get into Sunday of this week, as you can probably tell right there. So make sure you guys are being on high alert if you guys do live down here in the deep south, as I do think some areas will likely get some pretty good storms ongoing on this weekend and as well as into next week. So make sure you guys are being on high alert by the time we get into Sunday of next week, which this severe weather event looks to be ongoing almost at the same time as the winter storm, which is definitely not good news for you guys farther down to the south. And if you're just joining, we are currently talking about the winter storm that's going to be rolling on through as we get into the beginning of next week, especially on Sunday and as well as into Monday. And what that's going to bring is that's going to bring a lot of freezing rain, a lot of heavy snowfall, and also a lot of severe weather potentially. So we definitely want a lot of you guys to be on high alert, as those areas are definitely going to have to be on the lookout for potentially some dangerous weather conditions. So make sure you guys are being on high alert, as things, like I said, are really looking to be on the danger side of things. Let's see here. Jordan says, can there be power outages in Kentucky? Yes, power outages are going to be a major concern. We're talking potentially widespread power outages across a lot of the Ohio Valley and as well as the Midwest, my friend. And if you're also wondering about how much freezing rain there will be, which depending on how much freezing rain we see, will determine on what exactly we will get from this event. So if we take a look at the freezing rainfall totals with the European model, which for my opinion I think it does the best job on how much ice we will see, is currently showing a lot of freezing rain down there in Kentucky, and so we will need to watch that area very closely, as I do think some of those areas are likely to get some pretty good freezing rain, as like I said, there will probably be anywhere from about a half an inch of freezing rain to an inch in some areas, so that is definitely going to be enough to cause widespread power outages if you really live anywhere in Kentucky. So whether you live in western Kentucky, central Kentucky, or eastern Kentucky, you will be at risk for power outages, my friends. So make sure you guys are getting prepared for that. Let's see here. Where will the ice be? I kind of just already explained that, my friend. Like I said, we are going to be watching the Ohio Valley very closely for that ice storm, especially those areas in Ohio, Indiana, and as well as back over there into Illinois, and as well as into Missouri especially. So make sure you are being on the lookout, my friend, as there is going to be a lot of ice potential across those areas. Let's see here. There's a snow squall warning in Ohio. You missed it. Okay. I was not really looking for that, my friend, but I definitely will have the radar pull up just in case one does. Which, yeah, like you said, my friend, we do have a snow squall warning in Ohio, but as of right now, we are focusing on that winter storm potential, because I promise it will be a lot worse than this, but we will continue to really keep an eye on it closely, as these areas are, like I said, continuing to deal with that snow squall warning that is currently in effect. But thanks for letting me know, my friend. I really appreciate it. But yeah, we still are continuing to watch this little area over here, back over there into Ohio, for that snow squall warning, as that is still currently in effect due to a little bit of snow in that area. But we will definitely continue to watch that, as that does look to bring a little bit of snow and also a little bit of wind to those areas back over there into Ohio. But yeah, back over here to the models again. Like I said, we just talked about that snow squall warning, and like I said, that is currently in effect for those areas in northeast Ohio. So we will be watching that snow squall warning very closely over the next couple of minutes. And like I said, we will also be dealing with this winter storm that is likely to roll on through by the time we get into the beginning of next week. And if we compare that to the GFS model 2 as well, which we haven't looked at yet for the freezing rain, it actually does want to show that ice storm trending a little bit farther down, or sorry, a little bit farther north than what the European model was showing. European model was showing a little bit more ice over there in Kentucky. GFS wants to bring a little bit far to the north, but like I said, much of Kentucky still looks to experience widespread power outages due to a inch of ice potentially in some areas. Let's see here. Do we know how much snow Kentucky will get? Well, when we did take a look at the total snowfall, Kentucky, depending on where you are, may pick up a little bit, especially those areas near Louisville. The model that you would want to look at the most, especially if you're wanting snow in Kentucky, would be the European model, as it does show a little bit more snowfall farther down to the south, to where we may pick up even a few inches over there in Paducah, a couple inches over there in Bowling Green, a few inches over there near Pikeville. So depending on where you are, you may get a foot or two of snowfall, especially over there near Louisville, like I said. But it's definitely not looking like anything crazy as of right now, as things are kind of trending a little bit crazy on the models, especially as the GFS model is showing some pretty good snowfall, especially for these areas a little farther to the north. Let's see here. St. Louis, Missouri snowfall totals. So for St. Louis, Missouri, let's go over there. So if you're talking about St. Louis, Missouri, it does look to pick up quite a bit of snowfall too as well. We will likely see maybe a little over a foot of snowfall in some areas over there in Missouri. So I would recommend being on high alert, as those areas in Missouri are looking at that potential for some pretty good heavy snowfall, as some areas, especially in St. Louis, look to see over a foot. So make sure you guys are keeping an eye on that snow over there in St. Louis, as we even got a winter storm watch also in effect for those areas as well. Let's see here. Thank you so much for joining, Johnson. I really do appreciate it. We are currently talking about this winter storm that is currently expected to roll on through by the time we get into the beginning of next week. And if any of you guys got any other questions, comments, or concerns to leave down in the chat, feel free to do that. As like I said, we are going to continue to stay live. Still continuing to go over some more impacts of this winter storm as it rolls on through. So make sure you guys are keeping an eye on this winter storm warning, as we even got widespread winter storm watches in effect anywhere from Kansas all the way back over there into Ohio. And we actually do have a winter storm warning over there in Kansas, which is why I said that, especially around the Hayes area. So that is definitely going to be an area to really keep an eye on. Let's see here. I love your videos. I've been watching your videos. Thank you so much, my friend. I really do appreciate that. And we also are getting very close to 1,000 subscribers, guys. I think we're gonna try to get up to 1,000 subscribers before the end of next week. So if you guys haven't subscribed already, make sure to subscribe, so that way we can reach 1,000 before we get into the middle of January, which would be a pretty good idea, given the fact that a lot of you guys are staying around. Let's see here. Randall says 1 inch of ice would be a crippling ice storm. National Weather Service Wakefield status ice storm watch may be issued tomorrow at some point. Yes, that is true, my friend. We will be watching Virginia closely, as well, as those areas in Virginia are going to have that potential for some pretty good freezing rain too as well. The reason why we didn't take a full-blown view at Virginia is because Virginia isn't going to be seeing the worst out of this, but we definitely can take a look at Virginia if I can find it. Okay, so yeah. So for Virginia, it looks like Virginia is definitely gonna be an area to watch for snowfall. But like you said, my friend, ice is also gonna be a pretty big concern as we are gonna be seeing some pretty good amounts of freezing rain. And since you're over there in Norfolk, Virginia, it looks like you are likely to see an ice storm, because I don't even think you need even a quarter of an inch of ice for there to be an ice storm or in that area, because usually ice is a little bit unusual near those coastal areas. So I would also recommend being on high alert, my friend, as that storm is looking to cause some pretty big impacts. So I would recommend being on high alert. So yeah, definitely looking at right around a tenth of an inch to a quarter inch, my friend. Thanks for telling me that. I really do appreciate it. But yeah, if you're just joining, we are currently tracking this winter storm that is expected to roll on through by the time we get into the beginning of next week. So we will be watching it for a lot of you guys as it does roll on through. We are also watching even parts there of the Midwest closely for even this ice storm as it gets ready to roll on through, because as you can see, we're going to have a big area of around a half an inch to possibly up there towards an inch of ice, anywhere from Kansas back through Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, back over there into Kentucky, Ohio, and as well as into West Virginia. Let's see here. I appreciate you and your service. Just wanted people to know if they get an inch of ice, that would definitely be a major inconvenience. That is correct, my friend. Definitely not looking good for a lot of those people. And I also appreciate you telling me that I have good service. That's very kind of you, my friend. And yeah, we are really continuing to watch the storm, like I said. And yeah, inch of ice would definitely be very devastating, as it can even cause widespread power outages and down trees. But yeah, we are still continuing to track that winter storm as we get into beginning of next week, and I kind of want to start talking about the alerts, and we're actually going to kind of dig into this a little bit. So if we take a look at the National Weather Service alerts, we got a lot of winter storm watches currently in effect anywhere from Kansas all the way back over there into Ohio. And not only those areas will be at risk for that winter storm, we will also need to be watching the Appalachian Mountains closely, as those areas are currently under those winter weather advisories, and as well as those winter storm watches. So that is definitely another area that we do need to continue to watch very closely, as those areas are going to be another area to really keep an eye on closely. And not only you guys over there in the Midwest and Ohio Valley, we also could even get some pretty good snowfall up here to the north, as we're just going to have those clipper systems roll on through. So make sure you guys are paying attention if you guys are under a winter storm watch, as this winter storm is really going to be quite quite a dangerous one, as it is going to be bringing a lot of ice and, like I said, even a lot of snowfall, especially to those areas a little farther to the north. I'm expecting that snow to be a little bit far to the north, even though those models showed it going a little farther down to the south. I am still expecting a lot of that snow to be a little farther to the north, as I do think that that area is going to really be something to really keep an eye on closely. Yeah, we've been live for a little bit. I'm kind of getting a little thirsty here, so I'm gonna be right back and go get a quick drink of water, and I will be back in just a moment. All right, I'm finally back now, guys. I'm sorry that my took a little bit. I just wanted to quickly grab something and also grab a few things. Just because I wanted to. But yeah. Anyway, though, we, like I said, we are still gonna continue to watch those areas even over there into parts there of Kansas closely, as those areas are really going to see that potential for a winter storm, like I said. So definitely make sure you guys are being on high alert, as we are going to continue to track those areas very closely, especially as we get into the next few hours. But yeah, let's see here. You are a major help to people. I hope you get more viewers and more people. Thank you so much, Jordan. I really do appreciate that. Let's see here. Brandy says I'm in Coastal, Iowa. If you could send me enough snow to go sledding, I'd appreciate that. Yeah, I definitely would bring people snow that wanted snowfall, but I don't control the weather though. It's just what it is. But yeah. And if you're just joining, we are continuing to watch this winter storm very closely, as like I said, it is going to bring some pretty widespread impacts to much of the area. So make sure you guys are all being on high alert, as this is definitely going to be a pretty big winter storm rolling on through as we get into the beginning of next week. And just another big look at the models over here. We are continuing to watch the models very closely, and I'm pretty sure the Canadian model has just updated. Let's see what the Canadian model shows. Let's go ahead and also take a zoom in view on this, because it looks like the Canadian model is actually showing a little bit of a different scenario, especially because it looks a little bit different than what it was showing a few hours ago. So if we look at this, the Canadian model is actually showing that ice storm a little farther down to the south compared to what the other malls were showing it, but still at that point to where we will still need to watch for power outages, like I said. And I'm just gonna be honest with you guys, from what we're seeing on the Canadian Mall right here is pretty bullish, as some areas on the Canadian Mall even show up to 2 inches. I mean, I just don't get how that would be possible, but the Canadian model does, like I said, show that, so we will need to still be watching you guys in Kentucky, southern Illinois, southern Indiana, and of course Missouri over there for that potential of snowfall, and as well as freezing rain. And yeah, if we compare that to the snowfall, that snowfall is trending a little bit far down to the south, especially because this model showed that freezing rain trending a little bit far down to the south, which does make sense, but at the same time a little bit bullish to me, as that is definitely looking a little bit different than what the other malls were showing. Let's see here. I'm in Northern Virginia, the Prince William County. How much snow fall there? So for that area in Virginia, let's go over here to the Mid-Atlantic. You are expecting some pretty good snowfall, especially if you live over here in the northern tip of Virginia. We're talking anywhere from about 6 to 12 inches of snowfall there, so make sure you are being on high alert, as some major travel impacts does appear possible, as we will be seeing plenty of snowfall across the northern part of the state. Let's see here. Thanks for joining, Mr. Fresh. I really do appreciate it. Let's see here. Northern Virginia snow. Like I said, we are gonna be seeing that potential for 6 to 12 inches, like I said. So make sure you guys are being on high alert, as Virginia is gonna be an area to keep an eye on closely. If you live in Northern Virginia, your main concern is snow. If you live more in central Southern Virginia, your concern would be ice. And yeah, I really do appreciate you guys subscribing to my channel. It looks like we are actually getting extremely close to 1,000 subscribers. If we can reach 1,000 subscribers today, that would be unbelievable. Unbelievable, my friends. If we can reach 1,000 subscribers, that would be unbelievable. So if we do reach that, we would definitely do this live stream a lot longer to celebrate 1,000 subscribers, which thank you all so much for getting me close to that. I really do appreciate that. Let's see here. There's already put up a winter storm for Sunday morning through Tuesday. So like I said, there is currently that winter storm warning currently in effect for parts there of Kansas, but it does not look like they put in a winter storm warning just yet. Usually they issue that about a day or two before the event, given the fact that this winter storm is still uncertain. So the only time when they would issue a winter storm watch would either be tomorrow or the beginning of Sunday. We'll see, my friend. But they'll probably either issue it later today or tomorrow, most likely, because we are still a little uncertain on what exactly we will see with this. But definitely make sure you are paying attention, my friend. Let's see here. Hello, you're doing a great job. Try for preparing people for the storm. Do you think Springfield, Missouri will vet hit with ice? We're close enough to the yeah. So yes, southeast or southwest Missouri rather, is definitely going to be at risk for that ice. Springfield, Missouri, as of right now, is currently under a hazardous outlook, but no winter storm warning as of right now. So I think you're gonna be fine, my friend. Nothing really much to worry about, as that winter storm watch is gonna be staying to your north. But models might show a little bit of a different thing than what that is showing, because if we look at the models for your area, because like I said, you currently are not under any alert as of right now, but if we do zoom into Missouri, it does look like your area in Springfield may pick up a little bit of snowfall from what the European model is currently showing as of right now. But if we compare that to freezing rain, it looks like you're going to be just south of it, my friend. So you should be okay for the most part. And same with sleet. All that sleet is also going to be up to your north. So you're kind of on the lucky spot, my friend. If you were a little farther to the north, then you would have been at risk for a little bit of freezing rain, a little bit of snow, and as well as a little bit of sleet. But since you're south of it, my friend, you are looking fine. You are looking fine, my friend, as all that freezing precipitation is going to stay well to your north. Let's see here. What about Elizabethtown in Kentucky? So for Elizabethtown in Kentucky, we are going to be watching for a little bit of sleet over there in that area, so make sure you are paying attention very closely, my friend, as those areas over there in Elizabeth, Kentucky do look to pick up some sleet. And if we compare that to what this model shows for freezing rain, definitely look to pick up freezing rain, as pretty much the entirety of Kentucky is going to pick up some amount of freezing rain. And if we also compare that to snow, it looks like you could get a little bit of snowfall. So make sure you are being on high alert, Mr. Fresh, as we are going to be seeing plenty of ice, plenty of snow, and pretty much plenty of sleet. So make sure you guys are being on high alert, as much of Kentucky is going to be at risk for that ice, and as well as that heavy snow. But yeah, and if you're just joining, we are still continuing to track this winter storm as we get into next week. This is actually another time when the GFS model starts to update again. It looks like it hasn't updated yet, but it sounds like it's gonna update pretty soon though. So we'll check it out during the next update, including the afternoon update. But as of right now, though, it hasn't updated yet. And it might have already updated. I'm not really sure, but as of right now, though, it has not updated yet. But yeah. And once again, I really do appreciate you all joining my live stream today. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe so that way we can get up to 1,000 subscribers, and also so that we can continue to grow this channel. So if you guys haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe, as we are gonna continue to even keep you all updated with the latest on this winter storm as it rolls on through. But yeah, um, one more thing, or at least a few more things, I want to take a look at before we end this, or before we start talking about the severe weather threat, is the national blend of all models. National blend of all models do want to show some pretty good ice accumulation of around a quarter of an inch, especially over there into parts there of southern Indiana, southern Illinois, and as well as parts there of Missouri. Those areas are likely to get some pretty good ice, so make sure you guys over there are being on high alert, as we do have some pretty good model agreement on this ice, and this is pretty much adding all the models together and giving you pretty much a overview about what to expect. And yeah, the other thing that I want to take a look at is also the National Weather Service. This one also is showing some pretty good freezing rain, and this is pretty much the National Weather Service's model. They pretty much tell you what freezing rain, what snowfall to expect, and this is how much freezing rain the National Weather Service is predicting, which it looks like the National Weather Service is currently thinking about a inch of freezing rain in some areas, but mostly just a quarter to a half an inch of freezing rain as of right now. And if you guys are wondering about that, this is pretty much the National Weather Service that I just select right there. But yeah, let's now start talking about the risks for severe weather, which we kind of just wanted to talk about that, given the fact that this winter storm will also contain a little bit of severe weather. So if we go over the severe weather threat, by the time we get into Sunday, which will be for day 3, we do currently have a slight risk for severe weather down there into parts there of Arkansas, over there into parts there of western Mississippi, northern and central Louisiana, and as well as areas back over there into eastern Texas. So make sure you guys are paying attention very closely, as this is going to be another day to really keep an eye on. And not only will we see that potential for severe weather, we could also be seeing some pretty big storms around, and we kind of got to go to the models to take a look at that. And since it's far enough out, we're gonna have to select a little bit of a longer range model, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go down there and select the deep south, so that way you guys can kind of know what's happening. So let's go ahead and select that area. So for areas down here in the deep south that are currently under that slight risk for Sunday, you guys are likely to get severe weather, as we will have some pretty strong storms around. And as you guys can probably tell right there, it's definitely something to keep an eye on very closely, as we are going to have some pretty strong storms, and that's mainly because we're seeing those purples, those reds, and as well as those orange colors pop up, which indicates some chances for damaging winds, and also a little bit of a chance for some large hail as those roll on through. But then those should die down by the time we get into Monday, and we should be left with a little bit better trend by the time we get into Monday. So it's especially going to be during the day on Sunday where we're going to have to watch that potential for severe weather, as like I said, we're going to have some pretty strong storms rolling on through during the day on Sunday, which will be another thing to be weather aware for, as that is definitely going to be an area to really keep an eye on closely. So yeah, like I said, we will be watching this by the time we get into Sunday. Not only will we need to watch that area, but we will also need to watch this energy that's going to be surging on up there. And just to show you guys this, we're going to actually have a little bit of energy also surging up on there into parts there of Kentucky. So not only will we be doing with freezing rain at the same time, and just to show you guys that, see when I select this, see how it shows that freezing rain right there, and then if we go back to that cape, see how it also shows that freezing or that energy right there. So during the same time we see that freezing rain, we're likely going to be talking about some pretty big thunder that could be rolling on through, which could mean thunder snow for some areas. Of course, that would be rare, but that is something that could occur, as we are going to be seeing the right ingredients for that. So make sure to be aware about that, as things are definitely looking quite dangerous. Let's see here. Will the snow in the Ohio Valley start Sunday night or Sunday morning? Sunday morning, my friend. Sunday morning is when it's gonna start, and that's why I just said Sunday, and into Monday is when we're gonna see that highest concern for that winter storm. So make sure you are getting prepared, my friend, because when you wake up Sunday morning, you're likely gonna start seeing that freezing rain start to occur. But yeah, we pretty much talked about mostly of what we wanted to. If you guys got any more things to leave down in the chat, feel free to do that, as we will be going over a few more things in today's live stream, including travel impacts once again, just so you guys can understand about what we are expecting to see, because once again we will be tracking that potential for some pretty big impacts across several states, including Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, even back over there into Ohio. So make sure you guys are being on high alert, like I said, as things do look to start ramping up over the next few days potentially, as we do have those winter storm watches also currently in effect for those areas. So make sure you guys are paying attention, as I do think we might also get some upgrades to a winter storm warning. I don't want to say that that's going to happen, because it still is a little bit out still. We still got a few days to still figure things out, but we are close enough to where this is looking on the concerning side of things, especially given the fact that we are also going to be seeing some pretty good model agreement. From what we're seeing right now, we got some pretty good model agreement around too as well, which definitely could bring some pretty big concerns for some more freezing rain and also some heavy snowfall. And I'm just gonna refresh this real quick just to see if any winter storm warnings gotten issued. Nope, like I said, my friend, not any winter storm warnings issued as of right now, but just keep in mind, everybody, that we could see a lot of these areas get upgraded to a winter storm warning by the time we get into tomorrow. So that is something to be prepared for, as we will likely see those winter storm chances start to ramp up from what we know so far. So make sure you guys are being on high alert, like I said, as we are going to continue to track this winter storm very closely, including those areas anywhere from Kansas all the way back through the Ohio Valley. probably over the next few days, especially tomorrow. That's going to be our last day to figure out a lot of things before this winter storm gets going. So make sure to be on high alert, everyone. Feel free to leave any other questions, comments, or concerns that you guys have down in the chat. I will try to answer those before we end this live stream. So if you got anything to leave down in the chat, feel free to do that, my friends. And of course, make sure to subscribe and as well as like this live stream. I was hoping that we could get up there towards 20 likes before we end this live stream, and I'm surprised a lot of you guys have joined. So if you haven't liked the stream already, make sure to like it. Like I said, also subscribe as well, so that way we can try to reach 1,000 subscribers, which I would appreciate if we could get up there towards 1,000 subscribers before the end of next week, or even on this live stream. Some of you guys got me really close to 1,000 subscribers already, so make sure to do that before we end this live stream. And of course, we'll even continue to keep you all up to date, so make sure you guys are going to be on high alert. Make sure you guys are being on high alert. Let's see here. Are you gonna record a video after the storms progress? What storms are you talking about? Because if you're talking about the winter storm, yes, I will. I update daily on YouTube, so I will also record a video after that winter storm rolls on by, and I might even go live for it too as well during the event. Let's see here. I'm in Tennessee. Are you trying to say I want some snow? Well, if you're asking that, Tennessee will be at risk for some snow. Not a lot of snow, okay? Make sure to at least be paying attention, but we're not talking about a lot of snow down there in Tennessee, especially because we are going to be talking about most of that winter storm being farther to the north. But we can take a look at that, my friend. So for Tennessee over there, like I said, you may get a little bit, as some areas, especially in extreme northern Tennessee, may pick up a few inches, but it's not really looking like anything bad as of right now, as that winter storm is gonna mostly be to your north, my friend. So you should be fine for the most part, despite a little bit of snow showers that could still be around. Let's see here. Jordan says ice accumulation updates and storm updates. Yeah, so we just went over all that, my friend. We can actually go ahead and do a quick overview for you guys who haven't gotten an idea already. So once again, we are going to be tracking, like I said, that winter storm from Kansas all the way back over there into Virginia. Given the fact that we are going to have a lot of areas potentially picking up over a foot, so make sure you are being on high alert anywhere from Kansas through Missouri into Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, and West Virginia, and as well as into the state of Virginia. You guys are all likely to see anywhere from a half a foot of snow to a foot. And then for your freezing rain overview, we are likely to see some pretty good freezing rain anywhere from Kansas all the way back over there into Virginia. So make sure you guys are being on high alert in that area, as I do think that we could definitely see some pretty good ice accumulation in some of those areas. I would not be surprised at all if some areas did pick up near an inch, but as of right now, though, that does sound a little bit bullish, though, so we might not be picking up that much, but we will definitely watch a lot of those areas closely, as some models do want to show over an inch. So definitely make sure you guys are paying attention, as power outages are definitely looking likely for those areas. And then the last thing to worry about is, of course, going to be that severe weather, as once again, we got that slight risk for severe weather down there across the deep south during the day on Sunday, as that is going to be another thing to really keep an eye on. And because we have that in effect, we might go live on Sunday, because we'll be covering both that winter storm and as well as the severe weather threat. So we will keep you all updated with the latest on this. I am planning on doing video tomorrow, so make sure to stay tuned for that. Maybe even another live stream, especially especially if things do start to get worse again. So make sure to subscribe and click that notification bell, as we will continue to keep you all updated with the latest. And like I said, if you guys got any more questions to ask before we end this live stream, make sure to leave them right now, and we will pretty much be ending the stream in just a second. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining my live stream. I really do appreciate you all chatting and as well as hanging around throughout my stream. Same with you, Jordan. Thanks for joining me. Same with you, Mr. Fresh. I really do appreciate you joining my live stream too as well. And of course, you guys are also, and of course all you other guys who didn't chat with me, I really do appreciate you guys joining as well. And like I said, make sure to subscribe, as we will continue to keep you guys updated with the latest. And of course, we are also trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, so if you guys would like me to get there, make sure to subscribe, and as well as click that like button down below. And of course, we'll even try to do a video tomorrow, and like I said, maybe even another live stream, especially if things do start to ramp up again. And I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend, and I hope you guys even have a great start to the beginning of next week too as well, even though we will have that winter storm. I hope you all stay safe out there, and we will see you guys in the next one. Thank you all so much for watching, and goodbye.